They promise championships and dominance, but all they've delivered are headaches and shattered expectations. These are the worst contracts and salary cap nightmares strangling NBA teams today. The Philadelphia 76ers stand out as the team with the bleakest short-term outlook, saddled with not one but two colossal mistakes: Joel Embiid and Paul George. Injuries wrecked their 2025 season and threatened to haunt the next 3 years. Embiid appeared in just 19 games last season, and when he was on the court, he was a mere shadow of his former MVP self. Gone was his explosiveness, power, and defensive prowess. His lateral movement vanished, making him an easy target in pick-and-roll situations, as opponents routinely breezed past him. At 31 years old, with a laundry list of knee issues ranging from microfracture surgery to meniscus replacement, his $193 million three-year contract extension signed in 2024, which pays him $67 million by 2029, could become one of the costliest burdens in NBA history. Paul George, too, was a shell of his prime self last season, battling groin and knee injuries that may require surgery. His once stout perimeter defense has been shattered, contributing to Philly's ranking as the fourth worst defensive team. George's contract, paying him $49 million in 2025 and over $50 million annually until 2028, will keep the Sixers tethered to two expensive injury-prone stars who weigh down their championship hopes. But it's not just injuries that plague bad contracts. After the Suns reached the 2021 NBA Finals and set a franchise record with 64 wins in 2022, they went all in on star power, acquiring Kevin Durant at a high price, which was expected. The real blunder came when Phoenix traded heavily for Bradley Beal, giving up multiple players and draft picks. Beal, 32, makes $50 million in 2025 and is owed $110 million through 2027. He's a weak defender who barely cracks 20 points per game and holds a no-trade clause, one of only two players in the league with that power besides LeBron James. Beal's massive contract, combined with the lack of future draft assets, leaves the Suns stuck without a clear path forward, especially after missing the play-in tournament in 2025. Minnesota also made a catastrophic trade, surrendering 5 players, 4 first-round picks, and a pick swap to acquire Rudy Gobert, a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, but a limited offensive player averaging just 12 points per game, with more turnovers than assists. Gobert's salary dwarfs his contribution, with a 3-year, $110 million deal signed before the 2025 season, locking in an overpriced player well past his prime. Even worse, Minnesota gave up Jared Vanderbilt and Walker Kessler, both strong defenders who better fit the modern NBA's perimeter-heavy style. Kessler, in particular, blossomed into an elite rim protector and rebounder, while Gobert struggled to justify his contract. Kawhi Leonard is another cautionary tale. Despite being one of the league's best players, Leonard's availability has been severely limited since joining the Clippers, playing only 56% of games over 4 years and suffering postseason injuries that sidelined him repeatedly. His $49 million salary in 2025, with $50 million owed in each of the next 2 seasons, translates to roughly $730,000 per game played, a staggering cost for limited impact. Damian Lillard remains an offensive force, but suffered a devastating Achilles tear in April 2025, sidelining him for the entire 2026 season when he's set to earn $58 million. Now 35, Lillard's injury puts the Bucks in a precarious position, possibly forcing a rebuild that could include trading Giannis Antetokounmpo. Role players with bloated contracts are also dragging teams down. Patrick Williams of Chicago signed a 5-year, $90 million extension before the 2025 season, but continues to disappoint. His defensive lapses and lack of offensive creation are glaring, and his shooting percentages have dropped. Similarly, Dejounte Murray's $114 million deal with Atlanta hasn't panned out. Once an all-star and elite two-way guard, Murray's defense regressed, and he tore his Achilles with years and millions left on his contract, leaving the Pelicans with a regrettable asset. Miami's trade for Terry Rozier proved costly as well. After averaging 20 points in Charlotte, Rozier's production plummeted to 10.6 points on poor shooting in Miami. Earning $25 million in 2025, with $26 million remaining in his deal, Rozier became almost unplayable and was benched during the playoffs. Jeremy Grant's decline in Portland mirrors this trend. Once a lockdown defender and efficient scorer, Grant's shooting fell to 37% in 2025, and with 4 years left on his contract, the Blazers face a tough situation. His teammate, DeAndre Ayton, also regressed after the 2022 finals and now ranks as Portland's highest-paid player despite mediocre production. Toronto's extensions to Emmanuel Quickley and Brandon Ingram have raised doubts. Quickley, known for his scoring bursts, got a 5-year, $175 million deal, despite limited starting experience and struggles running an offense. His inconsistent facilitation and decision-making have limited his impact, and his large contract restricts Toronto's flexibility. Ingram's 3-year, $120 million contract is similarly concerning, due to injuries and a reputation for prioritizing personal stats over team success, making it hard for the Raptors to build around him. Jamal Murray of Denver stands out when healthy, averaging 21 points and 6 assists and playing a key role in their 2025 championship. However, frequent injuries, including an ACL tear, cast doubt over his 4-year, $28 million extension. His availability remains uncertain, complicating Denver's future plans. These cases highlight a troubling NBA trend: teams overpaying injured or declining players, sacrificing future flexibility and roster development. Success requires balancing star talent with depth, defense, and long-term planning. Without learning from these mistakes, teams risk wasting resources on players unable to meet expectations, stalling progress, and frustrating fans. Effective salary cap management and roster building are essential for sustained success, avoiding the costly pitfalls of oversized, underperforming contracts.